Hey there, EDF team. This is Adam Noyes. He will be interviewing for the Digital Product Manager role. All right, the first question is, what is your favorite digital product of all time and why?
So one of the digital products that I had recently was able to participate in and lead the effort in all the way from idea through execution. We had a challenge in the oil and gas industry. We had a challenge where we were having well control issues and stuck pipe incidents where we're leaving multiple $1 million of iron tools downhole. One of the things that we had to align and strategize around to develop a roadmap. We had a critical deliverable to one of our customers. It was a very short window. There was a lot of challenges with networking. There's a lot of challenges with complex algorithms. A lot of challenges with getting data to analyze and run calculations on and provide a metric to the customer that was actionable. So we kind of took a step back. We identified the team. We identified the deliverable. We put together a pretty intense roadmap that was very aggressive. We combined a solid team between engineers, product management, and a few other folks on the development team as well. We put our heads together. We actually had some people in different areas of the world, so we had some challenges there with time zones as well. And then we had some data sovereignty issues where data couldn't leave specific countries. Once we did that, we mapped it all out. We started analyzing the data, putting the calculations into an engine with some microservices in our database. After creating all those engineering calculations, we're able to move forward and apply it in the field. And with that digital product, we were able to proactively instead of reactively alarm and let our field engineers and our customers know if there's a potential for a well control issue or a stuck pipe incident that was able to help prevent this from happening in the future. We did a trial run with the customer and collaborated with the customer. That allowed us to push this out, and we had, I want to say it was 13 or 14 concurrent incidents where this occurred. Once we implemented this software that was real-time, proactive, complex algorithms, we were able to execute and predict before this was going to happen and make changes ahead of time, partially with an automated system controller and partially with alerts that were for our active field engineers that were on the well site, and they were able to take action and prevent this. And this was Q3 last year was when this project started and ended. We had a 60-day timeline to get it executed, and we were able to put that together for our customer. And since then, we have not had a single incident. So that was one of the fun ones that I was participated in. I mean, mainly because it was an extreme challenge. There was a very strict timeline. We had to pull together resources that were across multiple continents, and then able to strategize and put a digital solution that really, I mean, helps our outcome, helps our customer, and prevent lost revenue for our customers, and then obviously optimize our operation so that we don't have incidents in the future. So that's kind of why it was one of my favorites, and the high velocity was excellent, and the collaboration between multiple parties was great.
Awesome. Second question, how would you define a good product strategy?
So a good product strategy obviously has to start somewhere with an idea. You have to understand what the problems are. I think the strategy is not just singular as far as a single idea. You have to look at across the board how you incorporate what stakeholders are asking you for as far as your roadmap and strategy. So understanding what they're telling you, then you have to kind of digest what the stakeholders are telling you. Sometimes it's what they're telling you is not actually what they want. So you have to look at kind of you have to take that information in, then you have to, ask the questions. Are we trying to be differentiating? Are we trying to specifically be in a certain segment of the operations or segment of the industry? And then we have to drive value. So all of these things have to be identified in the forefront of your strategy. You also have to understand, are we providing an answer product? Are we providing something that's going to help execution? Are we providing something that's going to make someone's life easier? Also, with all of that, you have to incorporate your kind of your goals and how you're going to sustain it long term. So what are we going to reduce costs and infrastructure? How are we going to sustain it long term? How are we going to implement hyper cybersecurity? Because especially in the oil and gas area, that's something that's extremely critical. How are we going to leverage the technologies we choose? What's the best technology to build the database on, build the microservices on, build the data stack on? So across all of those things, and part of being a product manager, you have to assess all of those different things. Obviously, talk with your architects and your development leads, and then also talk up the chain with your senior leadership and executives to make sure that any capital dollar spent, we're deriving value from, whether it's internal value or external value to our clients and customers, to make sure that we're able to deliver a solid product that's usable, functional, provides value, and it also incorporates all the different use cases and user experience that's going to allow it to be actively and readily available and used by either, whether it's business to business or business to consumer solutions. And then how we're going to make sure that, where that space is that we develop initially is also part of our long-term roadmap. So there's a lot of times that we kind of focus on the near term, but you have to look at the long term and then kind of work backwards to make sure that you're not having breaking changes as you evolve in the solution. So that's definitely, quite a few areas that you have to look at and implement and kind of collectively strategize around to have a good product. So that's kind of where I see where a good product is a combination of multiple different areas of the business, multiple different inputs, and then also a combination of various different things that are incorporated in a complete solution.
Great. So the last question, if you could be mentored by any great leader, person or company, who would it be and why?
So this is kind of on who I would like to be mentored by. It's probably kind of a toss up. There's probably two people that come to mind. One is Elon Musk. The other one is Mark Cuban. I think both of them are very innovative and disruptive leaders in various spaces. One of the things that, if I had to pick between the two of them, I'd probably lean more towards Mark Cuban. One of those reasons behind that is he's disrupting the kind of the pharmaceutical industry right now. That's something that obviously, he's got the wealth, he's got the knowledge, he's got something that he's passionate about. So I think there's a high degree of passion when you're working on a product. You have to be fully vested, you have to be fully engaged, you have to be passionate about what you're doing. He's passionate about changing the pharmaceutical industry. So I would love to be mentored and pick his brain on why he decided kind of just recently disrupt the pharmaceutical industry. I think it's a great thing he's doing. I actually think that it's a genuine at heart thing that he's doing, because he identified that he wants to help people. He's set for life. He's got everything going for him, but he genuinely wants to help people. He wants to disrupt the industry that he does not agree with, and that he thinks there's an opportunity to make a change and better people's lives. So I think that's a great thing that he's doing with disrupting the pharmaceutical industry. So something that I think is absolutely great, and so that's why I kind of would lean more towards him as a mentor if I had the opportunity. It'd be great.
Awesome. Well, Adam, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. EDF team, thank you for taking the time to review this video. We look forward to your feedback.
Thank you.